Hey y'all, just getting geared up here to try to get live, get everything set up. Good news and bad news today. Good news is they separated Section 7. It is hanging right now. Bad news, at least for me, is that my battery went dead in the camera about 10 minutes before it separated. They've been out here all night. We could tell it was getting close, and we're listening. They were not moving as fast as we'd seen them before on these cuts, taking their time, being easy with it. No, it's a lot of weight, a lot of tension. Checking the battery, and we got a few minutes. We pull it out and throw it on the charger and try to keep it charged up. And the camera that I'm using has an integrated battery. It doesn't allow you to change a battery out like some of the other equipment I have. What happens? I've been saying it all morning. You win some, you lose some. Had the camera on the charger. I was picking up some other stuff in the dash. Looked over. As I did, heard the ruckus and then saw the blocks shaking. And the chain was up through it. Missed it. Sorry guys, I apologize. The good news is Section 7 is hanging from the VB10,000. They got through it, and it happened about 5:40, 5:45 this morning. It's just before the sun came up. Now, I cannot confirm nor deny that there may have been a fireworks display in a congratulatory manner at the site this morning after that happened. Something went on out there. Just kind of I'm thinking it was a tribute to the guys and a job well done and very well deserved. Those guys have had a pretty rough go, and with this Section 7, and they got it up. I may have a little smut back there on my cooler. I need to get that checked out. Let's see who we got on today. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is a good morning in the St.simons Sound. Today, Section 7 has risen, or it's on its way up. They're lifting it now. Once we got back out and we made a pass through, and the site's really rough. Right after daylight, we've got weather moving in this afternoon. It's already really getting overcast. Some dark clouds coming. It'll be here this afternoon for sure. Thunderstorms, some gusty winds, but it's changed a lot since we left and went in and got some breakfast and took a shower. And we've been out here all night and ran in after the cut was complete and came back out. We want to get back out, take a look at the lift as it's going. And this is going to be a slow lift. They're expecting this lift to really take some time. We know that it's got the big engine in it. It's got that massive engine, the weight of that, in addition to the amount of time it's been sitting down there and collecting silt. A lot of added weight to this Section 7. So they're going to be kind of flushing this thing out. We saw them do it last time with Section 2. That was the second section off the bow, or the third piece removed, where they brought in one of the tugs with a fire monitor on it and began to wash it down. They're trying to wash out some of that silt that's just additional weight as it was coming up. We're probably going to see some of that same activity take place out here, as well as maybe some additional weight shedding with some more vehicle removal like we've seen in the past. But on our way by, in the rough weather, we did find and recover a piece of debris. This looks like maybe a piece of sound deadening or insulation that may be inside. Heavy smell of fuel, diesel or some sort of heavy fuel. It's very noticeable in this. And this is I don't know, some sort of blown styrofoam type material, but we recovered this today. It was on top. We scooped it up. Probably be more of this coming up as the Section 7 is lifted. Any of this debris that you touch, that comes off the ship, you get this this oily residue from the fuel that was on the ship all over you. We try not to handle it too much, but we wanted to show you that. Take a look at it. Like I said, it's rough out here today. The wind's blowing right now. I'm going to guess probably close to 20 miles an hour out here. And it's coming out of the southeast. We're right at a high tide. And there is the south bar that kind of runs out the channel here off the north end of Jekyll. At high tide, it is covered up, so we don't really have anything to kind of break the swell when it comes over. And so right back, and especially right on the other side of the wreck, and that's where the tide is now going out. We're right here at high tide, and it's just turned. It's starting to go back out. But right on the other side of that, it's rough. Bad day. We're going to check some chats. Everybody, yeah, hello everyone. Good morning. It is a good morning here in the St. Simons Sound. Video is 90 degrees out of your camera is turned sideways. Is that bad for you guys? We're going to turn it up. Let's see. Oh, no, it's locked. Let's see here. You're upside down and my upside down. Y'all, every time I rotate this camera, it says it's rotate device back. I just don't know what to do here, guys. Y'all, bear with me here. Let's try to get this thing figured out. How about that? Is that better? If we do that? That's it. All right, we're going to try to get the camera around here where you guys can see the site. And what we've done, we pulled the boat up underneath the beach over here on the north end of Jekyll Island, where we're kind of sheltered from the wind. So we're getting a little bit of the reprieve from the wind. There's a little bit of swell that's coming in, and we don't have gimbal capabilities for the iPhone. Sorry. It's going to get you seasick, probably. But, welcome to the show. Welcome aboard the Minorcan Mullet. And the grand day it is. We got Section 7 lifting on the VB 10,000. All right, let's see. All right. Everybody. Ronnie Miller says, Lord, they're almost done. Yeah, they got 3 cuts left. Yeah, but hopefully, Ronnie, that the next cuts go a lot easier. We know that they were into some tough material in this Section 7. Some of the structural stuff that's in there really caused them a lot of problems. Hopefully, those issues are behind them, and they can accelerate the cutting times. We don't know how long they're going to have a downtime. You know what? We've always seen a downtime after a section lift and placed on the barge, while they check things out, do whatever maintenance is necessary before they start the cutting operation again. I'm not sure how that's typically been a 2 to 3, 4 week process. Hopefully it goes a little smoother, and they're able to get back on the next cut pretty quick. They seem to be getting the hang of it and moving along a little better, a little quicker. I just know there's got to be so much relief running through the crews right now to know that they're finally finished with the cut of this section 7. Because we'll have to go back and look, or maybe somebody else can, and look back at the videos. And what was the original start date? The original start date for the cut of section 7. That would I don't have it right off the top of my head, but if somebody wants to scan back through the videos, they could probably dig that up and let us know. All right, good. Yes, perfect. Yes, that's it. Man, I love it when I do something right. I get so many. This is so awesome. Hey, y'all. Thanks for being here this morning with us. It's a celebratory day. Section 7's up. If you're just joining us, it happened about 5:45 this morning, just before daylight. The chains broke through. If you guys didn't miss the story, I missed the camera shot. I'm kicking myself for that. It's the battery went dead in this camera system that I use, and it's been a great system. It's the one we use for all the video. It's a stabilized gimbal camera, and it usually works flawlessly. But we've been doing this all night. We've been up all night out here at the site waiting for this to happen, and of course recording. We didn't want to miss anything. And what do? We miss it. I'm gonna fire my camera guy. That's what's gonna happen. That's it. I'm not putting up with it anymore. Hey Tim, how long will it be before they place it on the barge? That's going to be a good question. We've heard that there's probably going to be a day or two, maybe more, of trying to get some weight off this thing. It may include some car removal. We know it's probably going to include, if y'all remember that section on section 2 when they lifted it, they had one of the tugs out, and they were kind of washing it down with that fire monitor on top of the just hosing. Just had that big stream running in there, trying to wash some of that silt and get some of that weight out of it. We're probably going to see a lot of that this time. While that goes on. Apologize for that. Let's see. What else we got here? Yeah, Yasmin. Yeah, it's been a long time. There's no doubt about it. And nobody knows it more than the guys who've been working on the project. And from the Minorcan Mullet, guys, congratulations. Damn proud of you. We know you guys were getting frustrated with the operation. Just the amount of setbacks and trying to deal with cutting through some of that structural stuff that may or may not have been planned. But we know it was frustrating, a lot of broken chains. It's done. Congratulations. Good job, guys. Party time at the Epworth tonight? Heck yeah! I'm sure those guys are feeling such a sense of relief. Wish the weather was going to be better for them today. Expecting 1 or 2 o'clock today. Thunderstorms are going to start rolling in. It's already clouding up. Wind's really picking up. Yasmin says January the 24th was when they started cutting. Now that's the original, I guess, January the 24th. That sounds about right. The original start date. Now, if you remember, they started on section 7, and they had so many technical problems out there, and then they had that chain breakage where they couldn't get back to the chain and had to pull another one, and they just left that section and went to section 2, the next section coming back from the bow, and worked on that section and got it off. And while that was going on, they were doing the preparatory work for getting back at 7, getting the chain underneath it and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, January where are we? April, it's April 24th? I think it is April the 24th. They started January 24th. Wow. Y'all, that's a 3-month cut. Long time. Long time from start to finish on Section 7. I know they're excited to have that thing done. Lewis Parker says, when does the video start? Lewis, I hope you found us, because we've been live since 9 o'clock this morning. We've been on for about 15 minutes. If you click that, maybe I should have some instructions on how to do that. I think you just tap that box and it'll take you to us. Maybe we'll have to discuss that in the future. Hey, Kathy, thanks. Appreciate it. I hope the weather's starting to warm up there in Toronto. I'm in shorts here. It's about 70 degrees here, but we got weather coming. There's going to be some rain and some thunderstorms here. Hey, Captain Bill. Hey, appreciate the vote of confidence. You know, I am not a videographer. I am not a photographer. I don't think I am a journalist. But what I can do is try to describe what I see, and that's what I try to do here. I try what I see through video and commentary. I try to tell you guys what we're seeing out here, and hopefully that's come across on the other end of the internet in an acceptable manner. You know, we don't have a big budget at all on this project. As a matter of fact, our budget is zero. So what we can scrounge up, and we try to bring you guys the best that we can. We've acquired a little bit of equipment along, and tried to make it a more pleasurable experience, and just trying to bring the story of the removal of the wreck. And that's all really we're trying to do here. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We certainly have enjoyed getting out here and kind of watching this thing unfold from the start. It's really been a neat experience, something I'll never forget the rest of my life. And hopefully through this series of videos that we've been able to get out, people will maybe able to watch some of these one day and look and kind of understand what happened here in the St. Simons Sound, and possibly some of this information that we've been able to amass during this time might be useful down the road in some possibly some other salvage operations. Who knows? We've enjoyed doing it. That's, you know, a lot, just, you know, a lot of people saying out here thanking, and I tell you what, I thank you guys. I cannot believe that there's been so much interest that's been generated by this story. But I do kind of get it in the sense that it is really fascinating to me to watch and see the scope and the scale of this operation and what's going on here. And I get it. And I know a lot of you folks are just watching this thing and really trying to get a grasp of it. When you actually see it in person and kind of understand and kind of calculate what it is they're doing, the weights they're dealing with, and how it's getting done, it's truly an amazing operation that's going on. And we're hoping that the guys can continue to find success in getting the wreck out of here, and maybe one day soon we will be able to look across from St. Simons to Jekyll without seeing a ship on its side, and that would be an awesome day. We're just kind of waiting and watching, and we're going to stay here till the end of it, till it happens. Tim Bellwood wants to know, did they ever decide what caused the wreck? You know, I don't think the formal report has actually come out. I know that they had some hearings on it. And there were some theories and things and issues and things that were discussed, but I don't think the final report has come out. That may happen soon. It'll be interesting to read what they finally conclude. Most everyone is in agreement that it was gravity. Gravity caused this accident. Now, the circumstances surrounding that interaction, that unfavorable interaction with gravity, those are still ongoing, but obviously the center of gravity of the ship exceeded its capability of balancing that weight, and the buoyancy was compromised. How'd that sound? We're still waiting on the report. This is so cool seeing where you guys are from, and just how far-reaching the channel's gotten. Maybe that'll be one thing we do on one of the channels, is just ask you guys to comment, just, you know, where you guys are seeing, where you guys are watching the channel from. I think it'd be interesting to me just to see that, and see how many people would comment, and throw it out there and let everybody know where you guys are from. How many more cuts are left to do? 3 more cuts, which will yield 4 pieces. Hopefully the next 3 cuts will go a little smoother. Maybe by that time they're out of this engineering space, and this strong structural steel that they encountered in Section 7 won't follow them on up the ship. That's our hope, and they're able to kind of move through this thing a little quicker. The quicker they can get it out of here, the better. You know, when this thing went over, it had 4,200 vehicles on it, and there was a fire that followed the rollover, and so there were a number of those 4,200 vehicles that were involved in a fire. They burnt, and it's basically a junkyard out here in the middle of the St. Simons Sound. And for those of you who have never been to St. Simons or Jekyll Island, this area of the coast, and understood what the tidal influence is here, and we have a pretty significant tide here. It's usually 7 to 9 feet, depending on the lunar phase. The moon has a lot to do with the strength, if you will, of the tide. And every day, you know, it flushes in and out, and that material, it's coming in and out of the ship as the tide comes in and out. And the quicker we can get it out of here, the better off we are for the environment, for everybody, for everything here. And that's why now it's go time. We're right here getting towards the end of April. There's a lot of concern about the hurricane season. We are right on the coast, and what that might mean if we had a strong storm that hit here while the ship was in this condition. A lot of concern about that. The quicker we can get out of here, the better. Crews know that. That's why they're here. And we got some of the best in the world are here plying their trades out here, and it's massive. You know, the amount of skill in different fields it takes to pull off an endeavor like this. It's truly amazing. These guys are making a tremendous sacrifice. Most of the guys that are here working are not from here. They've left their families. They've left their homes. They're here day in and day out, strapping their boots on, putting their hard hats on, and getting on a boat coming out here and working in probably some of the worst conditions you could probably imagine. That sometimes the weather's been getting, we'll see an improvement in the weather, but the winters here are raw. They're windy, they're damp. It's hats off to them. They've done a tremendous job, and for the most part, from what we understand, it's been a safe operation, and that's key. We don't want to see anybody get hurt out here. Let's all go home, and when this is all all said and done, be able to look back and say, hey, we did a good job, and everybody came home. And I think that's the ultimate goal. Yeah, get a nap. I'll certainly, once the rain starts today, I'm sure that I will find myself a nice comfortable place to lay down, and we get some rest. I've got a little berth here on the boat, and it does afford me a little bit of comfort to kind of lay down. You never really sleep when you're out here filming, because you constantly got to be up monitoring the cameras and kind of checking things. And like tonight, I was trying to make sure that I could stretch my battery out, but not so good. Y'all, I felt so bad about that. I got to see it. I saw it with my own two eyes. I did see the chain break through the golden ray on section 7, and it was quite the sight. I was so happy for the guys that have been out here trying to get the job done. But the batteries went dead on the camera. I don't know. I tried my best. What is the time? What is it? 10 minutes before it breaks through, the battery finally goes out. I'm not able to keep up with the charging cycle. Oh yeah, Baxley. Nathan, I got you up at Plant Hatch. Yep, very familiar. Tim, I appreciate the comment. Again, I've never considered myself a journalist. I did have a stint on radio for about 9 years. I called some local high school football games, did a little bit of color for our home football team here. And so I got a little experience with the microphone, but never anything like this. But I got to tell you, this has made my job easy. It's so fascinating. It's when you've got this going on, you're just you're on the back burner. This is the show. These guys out here doing the work, they are the show. That's been the greatest part of it. And man, I would love to be able to meet these guys and just thank them face to face when this is all said and done. I don't know what the stipulations are with the contracts that they've signed with the operation, but I hope they know. That I appreciate every doggone minute they're out here getting it done. Heck of a job. We got some folks joining us from England. That is so cool. Across the big pond. Tim wants to know how we can contribute to your work. Ken, or excuse me, Tim, the best thing I can do is share the channel. We're picking up a couple $100 or so. So we're kind of recouping some of our fuel costs, and we haven't recouped anything on the purchases we made for some cameras, but share the channel. That's awesome. If you got somebody you think that might be remotely interested in something like this, that's all we can ask you to do. Just share the channel and spread the love. That would be the greatest compliment to me. I got to tell you, this has been a lot of fun for me, just being able to come out and watch and video this thing. And we have, you know, what you guys see in that 8 to 10 minute clip that we put out is nothing what we've collected. We have collected so much video from this operation, and to be frank, you know, some of it is just boring. It could be boring stuff. That's why we don't show all of it. But some of it is really fascinating stuff. The sounds, I can't bring you the smells, but the site actually has its own distinct smell. Today, as they begin to raise this thing, you'll really be able to start to smell the barnacles and the other sea creatures that have attached to the hull and to those vehicles inside there. You get the smell of some of the fuel that's leaking out. It's an interesting concoction of smell when you go by and the wind's in the right direction. That part of it is pretty neat as well. The whole operation, what's going on over in the Port of Brunswick, this thing all over the island, it's neat. Thanks to the guys, Section 7 is coming up, and they'll get it on. We haven't seen, you know, we originally saw a barge in Brunswick. I think it was the 455-7. I think that was the designation on that barge. It was another big barge, not as big as the Julie B, but we saw that barge. And the last time that we made a pass through Brunswick, we didn't see it. That's not to say it's not there. They have an anchorage up in Turtle River. It may be up there. But we have seen the two floating dock the submersible dry dock sections that are there. One of them has had a cradle that's been built, much like that were on the Julie B. We've seen one of those that's over there. So I'm not really sure what they're going to put it on. I don't know if it's going on a dry dock, one of those dry dock sections, or whether that 455-7 is still around. That's something we need to look into and try to figure out. Would like to know that beforehand, just so we can kind of get ready. We hope to be able to bring you guys some drone shots of Section 7 when it gets in the right position where we are able to fly, and we're going to try to look at some of that structure material that chain had to rip through. It's going to be interesting to see, and I'm really looking forward to that. Try to be able to pick up on some of the problems that they encountered while trying to get that chain worked through the Golden Ray. Hey, we got the Netherlands checking in. Isn't this crazy? We got such a huge community of people who are just so involved and interested in shipping, and all of you guys have just found this as fascinating as I have. Yeah, Keith. Yeah, that sea life will take on a more pungent odor as time goes on. It certainly will. And depending on the direction of the wind blows, it can be a very unpleasant place to be. William Scott wants to know how many more cuts are there to go. They've got 3 more cuts, which will yield 4 pieces. You know, and that's going to be another interesting thing. When they get down to that last cut, and they have 2 equal pieces that they're cutting through, what's going to happen there? You know, a lot of the weight's going to be gone off the ship. You're not going to have as much mass, if you will, to anchor the ship while it's being cut. That's going to be an interesting, and then once it's separated and lifted, and you've got this one piece that's cut but still in limbo. Hey, let's be careful out there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Dave in Victoria, Virginia, I'm sure the state of Georgia and the Port Authority will recognize you for your efforts. Possibly. You know, if there's somebody that needs to be recognized for their efforts, it's the Brunswick bar pilot. When this incident happened, that morning of September the 8th, was able to get the resources necessary to get the Golden Ray pushed up on this south bar and out of the channel. Had this ship rolled over and stayed where it was in the channel and blocked the channel, economically, the Port of Brunswick would have shriveled up. It would have been disastrous on so many levels. And if there's one guy that deserves a Citizens Award, if you will, from the governor of the state of Georgia, it's him. He did a tremendous job, and his quick thinking and decisions that morning at 2 o'clock in the morning may have very well saved the economic viability of this area. And I think it's very important for people to understand that and realize it. What a tremendous job he did. I wonder if the shipping company has a new boat. I don't know. You know, I'm not that familiar with Glovis and any forthcoming launches that they have. I'm not sure. July 4th, will they be done? Wow, yeah. And you know, I started thinking about this the other day. How long did it take to assemble the Golden Ray? So I got on the internet, and that internet's a wonderful thing. And I went to Wikipedia, pulled up the Golden Ray and looked at it, and the date that she was laid, and then the date that she was launched. And when we get to, I think it's July 11th. After July 11th, if we're still out here removing the Golden Ray after July 11th, it will have taken longer to dismantle and move the Golden Ray than it did to build it. Or I should say, assemble it. I'm not sure how this ship was constructed. I don't know if it was built in sections and then placed. I didn't see that part of it, but she was laid on the date she was laid and the date she was launched. I did the math, and it looks like July 11th will be that day. After July 11th, it will have taken longer to dismantle the Golden Ray than it did to assemble it. Interesting and fun fact from the St. Simons Sound. Well, I hope somebody saw the fireworks. It was, I think, duly deserved by these guys. They've been put through the ringer out here with this Section 7, and they deserve. Somebody should get it. The ice cream truck or something should go over to the center and park and just let the guys, come get free snow cones and ice creams or something for a day. I don't know. They need some sort of treat for this, because the hard work finally paid off. The persistence, getting up every day and coming out here and, facing the same problems day in and day out, but staying on top of them until you're able to fight your way through them. That's the true meaning of success. These crews just amazed me here with Section 7 finally getting it cut through. Wow, we've got somebody watching from Hong Kong. Really? Thanks, Harold. Appreciate that. You may be the first viewer I've seen from Hong Kong. That is awesome. Thank you. Hey, Lee Tiller. How are you, my man? Good to see you on this morning. Tim, the ship was launched in on, was it December the 23rd of 2016. She wasn't very old when she rolled over. It was very a relatively new vessel when she rolled. You would think that age ship that new is pretty much state of the art, but it was not very old, and a tremendous loss. There've been a lot of discussions about the amount of costs that this thing's going to incur, this removal process. There was an article that came out and said it was at that point, and this has been some months ago, and I don't know who's doing the accounting. I have no idea. This is just from an article, but it was approaching $800 million for the removal of this thing from the St. Simons Sound. $800 million, with a lot of folks expecting that cost to run over $1 billion, and that's a lot of money to move a ship out of a body of water. It's a sensitive body of water. It's my home, so I mean it's a lot of money, but as much precaution as can be taken. That's what I'm for. I'm an avid boater and fisher. Enjoy coming to the beach. All of this plays into that. So I think I have a vested interest in everything that goes on out here, and I really enjoy sharing it with you guys. See, Mark says it took 506 days from the laying of the keel. And it's been 594 days since the accident. Okay. I'll have to go back and check my information on it, but that's interesting. It's still, ship's been over. It's been over on its side, according to Mark. It's been over on its side longer than it took to build the ship. It's a long time. It's a long time to have a junkyard stacked up out here in the main inlet of the estuary. Anyway, we got somebody from Australia piping in. Good day! It is a good day here in the St. Simons Sound. Hey, if you're just joining us, Section 7 has been cut. They're lifting it right now. It's coming up. It is on its way up the VB. It's probably going to be a few days on this lift. It's not going to happen near as fast as what we've seen previously. This is from Unified Command. And if you guys haven't done it, down in the description of all my videos, I've got the link to the St. Simons Incident Response website. That's the official outlet. And I got to tell you, they've gotten a lot better. They have really gotten a lot better with the site, in particular, the photos that they've been putting on there. Because you can really pick up a lot of information looking at these photos. And they're up close. They've got access to the rig. And so they're able to get some really nice shots. Not like the stuff I'm putting out. These guys are right there, and they're able to get a lot of detail, and you can pick up a lot of looks of the pieces looking at those photos. But they've gotten a lot better at the site, and kudos to you guys at Incident Command who are starting to look at that site a little more seriously and really starting to get what I consider some valuable information out on it. West Michigan, hey, good morning. Thanks. Hey, y'all. thanks for watching the channel. I don't think I say that nearly enough. We've got a little bit of time invested in this, but you guys are invested in it as well. I get that. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you guys taking your time to kind of check out the channel, and for the most part, from what we've heard, after people watch it a couple times, they really are getting interested in it. They're like me. They want to see this thing out of here successfully, and I think that's the important thing. People are really starting to understand about the Golden Ray. There's not a lot of press coverage at all on the incident. There was originally when the ship first rolled over, and there were crewmen that were trapped inside of it. That made a few days of news, and then it's over with, and the problem was left here. But we think this is a big part. It's certainly historic for this area. Nothing like this has really ever happened here. So yeah, it's been an endeavor, but one that we have enjoyed sharing with you guys. Thank you. Steve is right here, good old Brunswick. Thank you for joining us, Steve. Hey, y'all share the channel. Let people know that it's out there. If they want to see some good laughs and an interesting project, jump on board the Minorcan Mullet. Good morning to everyone. Hey, Joe wants to know about the gravel, I won't call it gravel. It was more ballast stone. It was a pretty good sized rock that they brought out, and they brought a lot of it out here, and they kind of placed it around the hull of the Golden Ray to arrest that leaning motion. She was steadily rolling, so they put down this ballast material down, and from my understanding, they are gonna scoop that rock out of there. Hopefully they get most of it. I feel pretty confident they won't get all of it. The sands shift around so much here that it doesn't take very much time at all, and something's covered up, and it may be covered up for years, and then there's another shift in the current, and it uncovers again. That'll probably be ongoing. It'll probably be something that goes on here for many years, and probably years after I've left this planet. But they are supposed to try to get most of that stuff out of there. Well, hey, Rick. Rick was raised in Brunswick. Know some of the Dokes. That's interesting. Yeah, great. Y'all have lived here all my life, and I've been told I'm 8th generation on this island, and there's some documentation around here somewhere to back that up. But been here a long time, and I've never seen anything like this. That's for sure. Did some of the crew die inside? No, everyone was pulled out of the Golden Ray. They got every one of the crew guys out of there safely, and got them back home. No one died on the rollover. They got all the crew guys either off or out of the ship. On the case of getting them out, it took a few days for all that to happen, but they got everybody out of it. Yeah, this is kind of a special day. We typically don't do the live reports this early in the day, but I just wanted to share this with you guys as quick as I could. It's big news. The Section 7 is coming up. They've got cut through, and it is on. the VB being lifted as we speak. It's going to be a drawn out process, but she is coming up. Yeah, Yasmin, I saw that same thing about the 70 million to 80 million and 80 million in cargo, but I think that was at the time of publishing. I think she's exceeded her limit by now. The guitar logos. Let me tell you something. When I originally started this channel, I thought that I might get 25 or 30 guys, 30 folks here locally that might find this thing interesting enough to want to watch and see what was going on a little closer than from the beach. I had no idea that 1 million people would watch one of my videos. Crazy as it sounds, I never thought that would ever happen. But I certainly appreciate all you guys' time watching this channel and supporting us. It's been awesome. Thank you. It's overwhelming. Thank you. Well, a little bit, okay. We've got the Minorcan Mullet. That's the name of the boat, and part of my heritage is from the Minorcans that settled in New Smyrna. We actually did an episode or a video with my Uncle Ernie, and Uncle Ernie genealogy was his thing, and he went through the whole spiel, time in graveyards, going through libraries, public records, and he's pretty well laid it back to the time that they came over and established in Florida under a Spanish land grant, New Smyrna, and a plantation there. They came over as indentured servants, and the place failed, and they walked from New Smyrna to the city of St. Augustine, and the city of St. Augustine opened the gates to them and let the Minorcans in, and that's how the Minorcan heritage became so prevalent in the city of St. Augustine. It's not so much recognized in New Smyrna as it is in the city of St. Augustine, but that's and it's funny how they got there, is they were allowed in here. Hey, all, it's funny as I'm sitting here interviewing, I'm going to try to show you this. There's part of the scat team is here, and they're walking Jekyll Beach. I don't know if you can see these guys out here. They're out here with their bags and things, and they're picking up, looking for debris. This is part of the cleanup, and they're out here walking the beaches, looking at it. They do this on the beach as well as from boats, surveying and looking for debris, and I'm sure they'll find something. Maybe we should give them the piece that we found. This guy right here. Can you guys see that? I showed it earlier. This is a piece of what appears to be sound deadening or insulation or something from a car that we found this morning on our way out, but we located a piece of that. Let me see if I can get this back up. Hopefully I'm oriented in the right way again. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're back up right. My vest, yeah, I love this thing. This is actually the second one I've got. I've got my electronic kill switch on here, locator beacon. I've got a flashlight or two in here. I'm on the boat a lot by myself. Most of the time I'm on the boat by myself. This made sense for a guy that's out on the water a lot by himself. Being here, living and growing up on the water, most everybody knows someone that something happened, they slipped, hit their head, went overboard, and that was the end of their story. And at least with this, hopefully somebody will be able to find me. But I like this one. It's offshore vest, and great flotation on it. It's comfortable, and hopefully I never have to use it, but we got it, and yeah, we wear it. One of the great things about the kill switch is it's on the vest. I've got to have the vest on to start the boat, so it's kind of helps in that sense. That reminds me to keep it on. I really don't have a choice. I got to put it on to start the boat. And I see Andy Long is gotten up this morning. Good morning, Andy. That's going to be, I alluded to this. Andy Long and I were in the fire department here together. He was my chief before I was chief. And one of the stories, and hopefully he's coming into town, and we're going to have the story of the voyage of the 393, the amphibious vessel that the fire department used to have. And it's a great story, and hopefully we'll be able to get some of the players involved and be able to share that story with you guys. The old 393. Haney, we're going to do that when you get here. I've been doing this now for about, we came on at 9, and I'm seeing it, there's 177 of you guys that are here, and that's impressive that many of you have decided to spend a little bit of your Saturday morning here with us. It's a celebratory day on the St. Simons Sound on the Minorcan Mullet. The Golden Ray Section 7 has been cut. She's being lifted. Finally over with. Looks like it's been a 3-month ordeal since Section 7 was initially attacked. 3 months. The crews did it. They got it done. We're proud of you guys. Thank you guys. Hey, thank y'all for watching. I say this, if you haven't done it, hit that little box down there to the subscribe button for us. Would you do that for us? Send us some comments. We love getting the comments, good or bad. If there's something you don't like on the channel, listen, I can take a little bit of criticism. Send it to me. But I love hearing from you guys. And in particular, I want you guys to stay safe out there. It does no good if something happens to you guys. I got to keep my audience around. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. We'll hopefully have another video out tonight. We'll try to show you what we've seen, kind of riding around and looking at the wrecks. Rough day out here. Very rough, but we're hoping to get something in here. Okay. You guys take care. You guys be safe out there.